Welcome back to the Us versus Them channel. I'm your host Vince, and we're going to break down the next fight on the card for the upcoming fight night this weekend, UFC Fight Night Perth. This fight is Jonathan Micallef versus Oban Elliott. This is another pick'em fight. Micallef is currently sitting at a -102, and Elliott is sitting at a -125. Both these guys are pretty good at pretty much all levels of the game. Nobody really highlights as far as like being really superior at one aspect of fighting than the other person, which is probably why it's pretty close to a pick'em fight. When I was breaking down Micallef's striking, I noticed that he doesn't start slow. He tends to have a really measured approach as the fight goes on. He almost never throws combinations, but he is a southpaw and he's a rangy southpaw. And he likes using his kicks as well. So you're going to see him send a lot of kicks to the body. We saw that in the Kevin Jousset fight where he was just destroying Kevin's body. And, I think he's going to do that here just because of that southpaw stance. The body is just present and it's just available. And I see him sending a lot of kicks that way. Oban Elliott also has a pretty measured approach in his striking. He's very defensively sound. He has really good vision when it comes to the striking. So he's able to evade if he can. If not, he's good at blocking. He's just got really good anticipation of strikes. And he also, because he's so measured, he doesn't really put himself in opportunities to get countered, really. He doesn't throw a whole lot of volume out there, to be honest with you, but he definitely throws more than Micallef because Micallef, like I said, he just throws one shot at a time. Oban Elliott differentiates a little bit from Micallef in the sense that he will extend combinations a little bit and land that 2 or 3 punch combo that he's looking for. There isn't a whole lot of footage of Micallef in his grappling. He prefers to stay on his feet. Oban Elliott typically prefers to stay on his feet most of the time as well. But in the Contender Series fight with Micallef, he had a really slick transition to a triangle, and he was able to get the finish there, put the guy to sleep. And it was really, really slick. He had the full mount. The guy's arm was kind of caught in a weird way. That he was able to use his arm that was caught up a little bit to get leverage and flip Micallef over. But Micallef, he could have fought that, but he realized, well, if I just go this way and throw that leg up, boom, I got the triangle choke, and that's exactly what he did. So what I really like about Micallef is his ability to just take what people give him. He does a really good job at that. He was able to cruise to an easy decision against Kevin Jousset, who's a pretty good, pretty solid win on your debut fight. And like I said, he's just really good at taking whatever opportunity is presented to him. That's why when you look at his record, he's got a really mixed results. Really mixed results. He's got 2 KOs, 3 submissions, 3 decisions. He can win the fight however, just whatever his opponent gives him. Elliott has recently started to prefer a sprawl and brawl approach. He has a grappling background, but in his last fight against the Asian guy that I didn't get a chance to watch that fight, but I do kind of recall he was able to get kind of dominated a little bit in the grappling. He's gotten away from it for sure. In the Preston Parsons fight, we saw that Preston Parsons, obviously big time wrestler, he's going to want to come with this pressure heavy approach and use his grappling and his wrestling. But Elliott did a really good job at doing the sprawl and brawl. Every leg attack that Parsons threw his way, he sprawled, kept the fight on his feet where he wanted to, where he thought he had an advantage, and he obviously did because he was able to get a decision win there. One thing I really liked about about Elliott in that fight is the fact that Parsons did create some scrambles in the second and third round when it gets later in the fight and you're supposed to get tired, and he just didn't fade. His cardio is there, and that's really going to help him this fight. Guys, this is going to be a really close fight, and I'm going back and forth on this one. I'm going back and forth with my editor on this one because she's a savage at picking fights. But yeah, so I do think that Elliott's volume is going to help him in this fight. I think he throws more volume, and if he's able to get the fight in boxing range and keep it in boxing range, he's going to have more success and he's going to win the fight. The problem is going to be whether he can get in boxing range. If, with those body kicks from a southpaw, he's not longer, they're both about the same height, but Micallef fights longer. He definitely has the ability to extend his punches and his kicks out there and cover more range with them. And all the footage I've seen, he just seems like he's the rangier fighter. So with him having a really kick-heavy approach, really nasty body kicks, I do for sure see this fight going to decision. I don't really see a whole lot of finishing potential from either of these guys. So I think Micallef is probably going to land the bigger strikes and the cleaner strikes. So I'm going to go with Micallef on this one by decision. That's all I got for you guys in this video. Come back for the next one where I break down Cam Ralston versus Andre Petrosky. This is another pick'em fight, so I'm going to have to do a lot more footage and make sure I give you guys the most intelligent pick that I can. Hopefully there's going to be a clear-cut winner, but stay tuned for that one. I'll see you guys during the next video.